What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey man, Chris Brown called himself calling out the hypocrisy of the entertainment and the music industry today. This video is going to be covering sensitive topics dealing with domestic violence, domestic abuse, and stuff like that. So just going to put out a trigger warning for anybody watching this video right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you that disclaimer in case you want to cut it off or not watch it or whatever the case may be. But let me go ahead and set the scene, all right? So Chloe Bailey made the announcement either yesterday or the day before that she has a new song that's getting ready to drop featuring Chris Brown. The song is called How Does It Feel? Not exactly sure on the exact date that it's going to drop, but it was announced that it's coming, and the internet went crazy. A lot of people gave her backlash, wondering why she's working with an artist like Chris Brown, given his peppered past with, the Rihanna situation, and people have never let him live that down, and maybe they shouldn't, maybe they should. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own perspective on it. I'm not trying to convince anybody one way or the other. Now, one person who does have something to say about this, again, was Chris Brown. Now, he came out on his Instagram story and decided he wanted to air out the entertainment industry and just put some things in perspective based on what happened with him and how things went for other people that have done the same thing. Chris says, if y'all still hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old, please kiss my whole entire ass. I'm 33. I'm so tired of y'all running with this narrative. You weird ass niggas are the same ones that tune in every week to see Blueface and Chrisean beat the out of each other in front of the world. But that's okay. It's entertainment. All y'all can S my D disrespectfully. He continues. Where are the cancel culture with these white artists that date underage women? Beat the out they wives, give him just AIDS. Oh, that's right. They are your buddies. All caps. No more fake love from me. Stay out my way or get ran over. Simple as that. None of you, and I mean none of you, can with me. I gotta agree with Chris here. You know what I mean? Like, if we're being fair, if you pay for your crime, you know what I'm saying? You pay for your sins, you repent, you turn a new leaf, you try to make a new life for yourself, you should be afforded the opportunity to move forward at some point. You can't always just keep bringing up the same thing somebody did 20 years ago or, I think 16, 15 years ago, whatever that is. I understand that. He goes on to actually call names outside of just Blueface and Chrisean. He showed a photo of Mel Gibson. The description here says, in 2010, Mel Gibson pleaded no contest in a battery charge regarding his then wife, Oksana Gregoria, whatever her name was. Gibson was also arrested in 2006 for drunk driving. The charge was associated with Gibson's now infamous anti-Semitic tirade. Mel Gibson got a lot of bullshit in his past. He kind of ain't in Hollywood as much, but they kind of welcomed him back too. In 2011, Nicolas Cage was arrested for domestic battery and disturbing the peace. Cage reportedly pushed his wife outside of a tattoo shop and punched some cars that were nearby. Never knew about that. Emma Roberts was arrested for domestic violence for beating up her boyfriend, Evan Peters, in Canada. The couple both starred on American Horror Story Coven. Never knew about that. In 1998, Carmen Electra was arrested after a domestic dispute with then-husband NBA star Dennis Rodman. Rodman was also charged in an incident that allegedly stemmed from a fight about seeing one of Electra's ex-boyfriends on television. Them niggas was tripping for real, for real. So now you start to see where Chris Brown's source of frustration is coming from because people keep bringing up that same incident over and over. I know there was a little issue between him and Karrueche where he might have been intimidating her and making her feel unsafe, and she put a restraining order out on him. That is a little bit more recent than the Rihanna situation, but that was still some time ago. So people still have a sore spot when it comes to Chris Brown. Unfortunately, what he did during that time when he was 17, it's one thing to be committing a crime, right? It's another thing for your crime to become an adjective or a noun in culture, right? For a very long time, when somebody felt like they wanted to punch on somebody, they was like, I'm finna Chris Brown your ass. Don't make me go Chris Brown on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So once you kind of enter that territory where your name is synonymous with what you did, it is going to be kind of tough to get past that. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's justified. It is what it is. You shouldn't have did it, but, he has had enough time to become a new person. The problem is, just because you become a new person, the world doesn't always follow you, right? But with him pointing out Mel Gibson, Nicolas Cage, Emma Roberts, Carmen Electra, all these people in the white community, we haven't seen them have to suffer the same amounts of consequences that Chris Brown has for what he did. And these people were much older than him when they pulled off their offenses. We got to be honest about that as well. So I definitely understand where Chris Brown is coming from. Now, unfortunately, somebody who claims to understand where he's coming from but had to defend himself was Blueface. All right. Now, I'm not particularly fond of Blueface or Chrisean. I cringe every time I see them on social media, every time their videos go viral, every time their show comes out and people want to talk about it. I tap out. I don't enjoy even witnessing the conversation. So I'm not going to paraphrase what he had to say. I'm going to let Blueface speak for himself because I feel like he did a good job of saying what he wanted to say or needed to say, and I'm not going to try to decipher it for him.
Chris Breezy, beat the Yaki. What's happening? Cuz look, check it out. I understand the frustration, fool. You know, for me being in the situation, I'm not even gonna trip on you because the message you trying to send is way off. I get it, you know. Hit me. It's funny. I hit her back as fuck Blueface, so I totally get it. That'd be the most irritating thing ever. But you gotta play the cards that you was dealt. You on some, but they did it too. Why aren't you guys telling them anything? Type shit. And it's like, bro, life don't work like that, man. You know, if we all go do a crime together, we not all gonna get the same time together. You hear me? You might get the most amount of time. We might not all say nothing, but we all went and did the crime, so we gotta take the time. You hear me? You on some, you guys are gonna give me the most time, but they did it too. Like, judge, send. Yeah, like, we ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. You feel me? Like, handle your candle, deal with your situation how you deal with it. Only thing I disagree with is you posting all these random white people and me and the bitch and trying to like distract from your thing. You feel me? Like, you gotta stand on it, kid. Like, if you beat the bitch up, shit, you beat the bitch up. Like, oh God, like you scared to like, yeah, like I get it. You on some R&B, you don't want to be seen as R&B, but oh God, you beat the Yaki, you gotta, hey, I beat my bitch, man. I ain't finna come on here and be like, well, Chris Brown did it 16 years ago, and you guys let him still like perform at the BET Awards, and I'ma sound like a square, guy. That's what I'ma sound like. My last opinion is, cuz you beat up the wrong bitch. Yeah, you got a bad judge. Like, you feel me? We didn't all get the same judge. Cuz God, I got a, you feel me? She gonna fight back, so I'm gonna get less time. You hear me? You beat up yeah, you beat up the wrong. You beat up the bitch performed at the Super Bowl. Nigga, like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, fool. Like, you should have got you a little ghetto or something that you could fight with. That's what I did. I could have had plenty of famous. I decided to go to, feel me, my natural element, man, underground. You feel me? You annoying, my nigga. Beat the Yaki. Moral of the story: watch it. You can't be watch you beat up.
All right, so Blueface says, hey, I know what I did. I know what I do. She hit me, I hit her back. You know, we get vilified, whatever, whatever. He owns up to it. He doesn't try to act like it never happened. He goes about life and he accepts whatever comes with it. I feel like Chris has done the same thing, to be honest. But Blueface is basically saying, hey, bro, just because people don't like you, don't point me out or put me in the line of fire to take your heat. When people aim their shots at me, I take it. I go about my life. I don't let it faze me. You should do the same. I can't side with either party on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all the information as it's being relayed to the public. And I do think he kind of has a point because he's not ducking whatever comes from his actions. Do those actions need to change? Absolutely. Are they wrong? Absolutely. I mean, the whole relationship between Blueface and Chrisean reads wrong on every available level. So there's no debate about that. It's very lucrative for them in this moment in time because the network, Zeus, and all of these people are willing to put the money up to watch themselves sabotage. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think this is going to pay off positively for anybody. with that being said, let's bring it back to the matter at hand, okay? Why should Chloe Bailey not have to work with Chris Brown if she feels like he atoned for his sin? If she herself, as an artist, as a creative, as a entertainer, can understand or relate that people make mistakes at some point in their lives, and he made his at a very young age before he even really had life experience. If she's okay with doing a song with that man, why does it matter? Yeah, you might not want to listen to the song. Cool, but you shouldn't cancel somebody for working with this man. Y'all was just out here jigging, moving, grinding to that goddamn R. Kelly song that resurfaced on TikTok after the nigga done been convicted, locked up, and the key thrown away on his ass. So I really ain't respecting nobody's opinion on the matter if we keeping it a buck. Y'all got to learn how to sit out on some shit, man. Cause the hypocrisy is a bit funky. Chloe is talented as hell. She's working with a bigger artist that might be able to catapult her to a larger audience. She might be a fan of Chris Brown. A lot of the people that were around during that situation with Rihanna have all moved forward in their lives. They've all made peace with him. Jay-Z was definitely an enemy of Chris Brown at one point. He said that he's had to forgive and understand how young they were. It was a mistake. The people that were actually involved, Rihanna has come out on numerous occasions and told y'all to let that man live. Who are we to interject and say anything different when the people that were involved or in proximity of that situation, having to go through the day-to-day of handling it, have moved forward amicably? Y'all got to bow out, man. It's not up to y'all. Was it right? Absolutely not. And I don't think anybody in their right mind is saying that it was right or that it's okay. We're just saying at some point we all should have the grace to become anew. Otherwise, we might as well die after making a mistake because we can never rectify it. And that's just not how life works. And depending on what your faith is or what you believe in, your religious background, nobody's religion in this world works like that neither. I'm not an abuse apologist. I'm just telling y'all the real. At this point, y'all could go ahead and chime in, you know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say down in the comments. I hope that y'all didn't feel like I'm taking anybody's side. I'm just being honest, open, and critiquing the situation at hand for what it truly is. Y'all can decipher it however you want. I'm open to hearing what you have to say. But again, don't lump me in the category with none of these niggas. I don't know them, and I'm perfectly fine going about my life not ever knowing them if I don't have to. It's perfectly fine, okay? So don't think I'm on nobody's side. I'm just here to give y'all the information. Do with that what you will. Much love and respect, man. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right? Be safe out there, man.
Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag. Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag.